All right. Oop, I think I just ran over something. Kidding. It was just a pothole in the ground. Let's see. Where do I even start on this? So I actually just got out of a store. I got out of the store. I was doing a Randall's order for Corner Shop. I'm kind of frazzled right now because I just don't understand why this was so complicated. So order was very simple. The customer only wanted 5 things. They wanted some yellow roses. They wanted some, it was a variety pack of like some Cheez-It pretzels. They wanted some dog pads. I guess you kind of like lay it down so if the dog does his business, it's not gonna like destroy the kennel or your carpet. And then they wanted Gatorade. They wanted the white kind of frosty one. And then they also wanted the, the blueberry one. So I go get everything the customer is looking for. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I go get everything the customer's looking for. The only thing they don't have is the blueberry Gatorade. So I messaged the customer. I'm like, hey, they don't have the blueberry Gatorade, but they do have some of these other choices if you want a different flavor. Obviously, I'm making this video because the customer did what? They didn't message me back at all. So I'm sitting there waiting. Didn't get anything back from the customer. So I called them. I was like, call them, left them a voicemail and told them all the flavors. They had the, traditional lemon lime. They had the orange. They had the fruit punch. And then they had the glacier. Ice. It looks blue, but it's not the blueberry one. As I'm doing this, I'm seeing like nobody's reading the messages. So I was just kind of like, well, I guess they don't want anything or don't want to be bothered. So I just go ahead and refund the customer and write them back and say, hey, so in Corner Shop, after you make a modification to the order, you can send it to the customer for them to approve it or add something to it. So I sent them the thing, let them know that I was refunding the Gatorade, and you have 5 minutes. Well, they have 5 minutes to respond. If they need more time, they can add to the timer, but they have 5 minutes to do that. Timer goes out. I'm like, okay, this person's just not by their phone or just not responding at all. So I messaged them again. It's like, hey, sorry, can't connect with you on the order. I'll go ahead and refund it, and I'll head to the register. I'll let you know when everything's at your front door. Just as I go to the register, I call them one more time just to maybe get their attention on the phone. And when someone forwards you to the voicemail because it doesn't ring as long, and that's exactly what happened. It rang for like 4 times, then it went to voicemail. It's like, okay, the person has the phone in their hand. What's the deal? So phone rings, I go to voicemail. I was like, okay, cool, we'll leave it alone. And I head to the register. And just as I'm getting the receipt handed to me, oh, hey, can I get the red Gatorade? The fruit punch red. I'm just like, hey, the checkout process is done, so like I'm heading actually to the car. But, I'm on cool vibes today. I said, let me see if they actually can help us out with this. I'll contact the support agent. We can just chat them real quickly. And the person's like, oh, no, that's okay. I said, let's at least try, Obviously, this is what you want. Otherwise, you would have said, don't worry about it when you wrote me back the first time or whatever. So I text. So I chat the person who's supposed to be helping out with every order and tell them like, hey, customer is asking to add something to the order after we're already at the checkout. After we're done with the checkout process, the screen is showing deliver, ready for delivery. Can we roll this back or not? Oh, hey, Lavaris. Don't hey, Lavaris me. Read the message and jump into this, dude. I'm like trying to get out of there. So I was like, can this be done or not? And he's like, oh, hang on, give me a second to like check this out. And there's like long pauses in between this. Granted, I'm trying to get this order to the person before it's late, which I already know it's gonna be. So they finally come back. Yeah, it looks like we actually can't do that. I'm like, okay, fine, cool. At that point, I'm starting to head out through the double doors, headed to the parking lot. But what we can do is if you just go buy it, I'll charge the car and you just send me the second receipt. I'm like, you know what? That's actually a pretty decent option. I'm going to go back in and try to make this right by the customer. I'm already here. You know what I'm saying? So I go back in and I go back to the person who checked me out. I'm like, hey, I want to leave my basket right here and see if I can go back and actually add this Gatorade to the order. Customers actually wanted to put some red Gatorade on there. And she's like, okay, cool. I go back and get the Gatorade. And as I'm walking back to the register, I text the guy. I'm like, hey, this Gatorade is $5.99 plus tax, just in case if you need like a ballpark figure on what to charge the card for. I get to the register. I go through the express line because it's only one item this time. I actually know the guy because I'm there all the time. He's like, hey, just this. I'm like, yeah, just this. He checks me out. I put the card in there. Burr, access denied. I'm like, what? Okay, let me try it again. Burr, access denied. Now, Corner Shop gives you 2 cards. So, maybe charge the other one. Burr, access denied. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? And he's like, hey, did you know you're missing one of the Gatorades in here? I'm like, what? Yeah, so it was not a 6-pack, it was a 5-pack. So I guess, I don't know, somebody snatched one of the Gatorades. So I didn't even notice it. So I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm sorry, my friend. Suspend that order. I'm moving on. I reach the car, and I tell the guys, like, hey, the card was not working. I'm moving on to delivery. I was holding up the line, and plus this order's already late. 2 minutes later, sorry, Lavaris, how much was the order for? As I mentioned above, my friend, it's $5.99 plus tax. Don't worry about it. I'm moving on with my life. Oh, okay, sorry. I put the basket back into the little basket corral, and I get in the car. He writes, I charged it. I charged it for who? Not for me, because I'm done. Like, I'm heading out. So right now I'm actually heading to drop this off for the customer. I just have to, like, get this off my spirit, because I was in the car talking to myself. I thought you guys might want to hear this and enjoy a little ranting video. Just like, I just don't see why things should be so complicated. So I messaged the customer like, hey, we tried to get that added to the order. My apologies, but I'm sorry, this order's already late. I'm just going to go ahead and head to you. And that's what I'm doing right now. So guys, crazy stuff's gonna happen all the time. Talk to yourself like I do, or make a video, and then maybe you'll feel a little bit better. I do feel a little bit better. My whole thing is, I don't want to get a bad rating based on some stuff that was out of my control or people not paying attention. I called you, I texted you, I tried to go back in. Support agent, I don't know what he was doing. I know most of the time they have more than like one chat open, but this is time sensitive for me. Like, I'm trying to get this stuff done, and all that for nothing. I should have just like, okay, cool. Sorry that we couldn't. That's what I should have. I was like, okay, cool. When she said don't worry about it, I should have not worried about it. So maybe that's the lesson of the video. When they say don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Just let it go. Save yourself the frustration. And go on to the next order, because you know, I was trying to save my story. Like, oh, he went above and beyond. And now, like, he went above and beyond and still brought me nothing. So, yeah, just don't worry about it, guys. Just don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it.